Okay, so to start our collar, we're going to be making a row of single crochets around the top of our neckline and then doing an applied ribbing. But we want to increase the amount of stitches around our neckline just a little bit so that our collar comes forward enough after we're done. So with the right side of the cardigan facing you, you're going to attach your yarn on the right hand side of the cardigan. It'll look like the left side here in the video, into that top first stitch of the front panel, and then chain one. We're going to single crochet into the same stitch that we joined the yarn into, and then in the next stitch we're going to work 2 single crochet. Then we're going to work 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch 2 single crochet. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around until we get to the other front panel, the end. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet in the next. Okay, so I've just gotten all the way back around to the other front side panel. So now we're going to start our ribbing. So we're going to work a number of chains. So for our colors, we're going to be working 15 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we're going to be working single crochet back loop only rows and attaching along our neckline as we go. So in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet and then single crochet into each chain all the way down until we hit that neckline. Okay, so now we've gotten all the way down, and now we are going to be slip stitching into the neckline. So we're going to slip stitch into that first stitch and into the next stitch. So we're always going to slip stitch 2. Then we're going to turn our work. Those 2 slip stitches count as our turning chain. So then into the next single crochet, and all the way across, we're just going to single crochet back loop only. Okay, and then we chain 1 and we're going to turn again. And we're going to work back down here and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Then we turn, go back up, chain 1, single crochet back loop only, slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So we're just going to repeat those 2 rows going back and forth. So our ribbon is going to be kind of working out from the top of our neckline, and we just repeat that all the way around until we get to the other side. Now that we have our collar on, the next and last step is to add this front edging to both sides of our jacket. So you can see here I've already done it on the left hand side, and it goes all the way from the bottom of the cardigan up to the top onto the collar. So for the left side, you're going to attach your yarn in the last stitch of the collar and work down through the end of the ribbing here. And then I will show you how to do the right side and how to place your stitches along this edge especially, but we're going to be joining down here at the bottom of the ribbing and working all the way up to the collar and then going back and forth in rows. And I like to use slip stitch and in the front loop only after our initial single crochet row down. So let me go ahead and show you how to do this using the right side of our jacket. So we're going to be using color B, the basic stitch anti-pilling, for this front edge, along with the 5mm crochet hook. And like I said, on the right side of the cardigan, we're going to start here at the bottom, but on the left, you'll start at the top in the collar. And all of these instructions are available in the written pattern as well. So starting at the bottom here, we are going to join our yarn in this bottom stitch. On mine, this is like the beginning chain stitches. So we're just going to join our yarn in that first stitch of the ribbing, chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into each stitch of the ribbing. So this first row is all single crochet, and then from then on out we'll use the slip stitch in the front loop only. But I feel like this single crochet is really good, especially for working around the front edge of the chenille appeal. It's going to join our pocket to the jacket, and it's going to kind of give us a nice finished edge for our front edging. Okay, so I've worked into every stitch of the ribbing. Now, when we're working into the chenille appeal rows, these extended half double crochet rows, or sorry, extended single crochet rows, we want to be working a repeat of a single crochet, and then 2 single crochet into the ends of our rows. So in every single end of a row, you'll work a stitch, but every 3rd stitch, you're gonna work 2. So I'll show you what that will look like. So we're going to do single crochet, single crochet, take my clip off, and then to the next end of row, we'll work 2 single crochet. And this is going to give us enough stitches so that our edging isn't pulling our jacket tight, and it's going to keep it nice and loose and straight, but not give us too many that it's stretching out our cardigan. So I've done 2 single crochet, so now I'm going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. And we're just working into the end of each row, making sure right here that we are going through the pocket and through the front part of our cardigan. So this is going to join the pocket to the front panel. That's why I've left these clips on here. So if you have a chance, I would pick some of these up because they come in handy a lot. You're not going to get any stretching. It's going to hold everything in place. Okay, wait, so we did 2 single crochet. So now we're doing single crochet, 2 single crochet. And we just repeat this all the way up until we get to the collar. So this is what it's going to look like. You'll have a nice finished edge on the inside as well, and your pocket will be joined. So continue to work in this repeat. So single crochet, 2 single crochet, all the way up until we get to our collar. All right, so we've gotten to our collar, and you can see here's our initial single crochet row. So I'm going to single crochet into that, and then we are going to single crochet into each stitch, oops, along the edge of our collar. Okay, so for rows 2 through 8, we are going to chain 1 and turn. So I'm going to be working from the collar all the way down to the ribbing, and I like to do front loop slip stitch. So slip stitch in the front loop only, in each stitch all the way down. And the slip stitch is going to kind of tighten up our stitches. So if your single crochets look a little bit wavy, or it's not laying perfectly straight, I would continue on with the slip stitch rows and then see after a few how it's laying. If you need to adjust the number of stitches going up depending on your tension, you can do that as well. And then you'll just want to make sure that you are working about the same amount of rows on each side. If you're like one stitch off, it's not a big deal, but try to get the same amount of stitches on both front edges. But the slip stitching in the front loop only is going to give us a nice, almost knit look band around the front, and it's going to pull everything in and keep those edges nice and straight. So like I said, if you're not getting a straight edge, or if things are getting kind of like wavy and wonky, you can pull it back out and readjust the number of stitches. A lot of this is really just going to depend on how tightly or loosely you crochet. But we're just going to be slip stitching front loop only for the next 8 rows, or I guess 7 rows, 7 rows after our initial single crochet row. And when you're all done, you will have a finished beacon bomber. So after you finish your ribbon, make sure you weave in all your ends. I recommend only steam blocking if you need to block it. The chenille isn't always the greatest when it gets super wet, so I just steam block mine and then spot clean. So congratulations on finishing your beacon bomber. When you're all finished, this is what you will have. It's been so much fun doing this make along with you. I've so enjoyed seeing everyone's work, and I hope that you love your brand new beacon bomber as much as I do.